Hey guys, so today I'm going to be explaining how to position as a duelist, mainly on defense, because positioning on attack is generally much easier to do. It's pretty intuitive for duelists to sort of push, but on defense I feel like a lot of duelists get confused, and I've explained this on other maps what you should do. There's really a couple main ways you can defend. One is peeking quite aggressively like this. So this is really good on a character like Reyna, Jett, or even Raze, because you can simply just get a kill, you can just get out. And this is really good because, you know, if you get a kill, like say this is the beginning of the round, you get a kill and you dismiss away. This is really good because you make the game 5v4 for your team's advantage. So as long as your other teammates don't just like troll their lives, then this is really good, right? So when do we want to be holding this angle? Well, I would do this on like the first buy round, for example, just kind of test the waters, and also if I'm playing well in a specific game, or if I just feel like holding this would be a really good idea. When I would not want to hold this aggressive of an angle would be if you're performing poorly, or if you're just getting one tap by like some specific person that's like hard clearing this. You want to think of a different way to defend. So other ways you can defend, which are like more passive ways, we could play over here like this in this corner. Again, these are kind of just like preference. You could sit back here, hold an angle like this. This isn't quite as passive, but this is less expected from the enemies that are peeking here. Simply just passive spots. You could sit like right here. Really, as a duelist, you don't want to be too far back. I'd like to try to stay like in front of this line that I just made with these dots, meaning like really close front sight. This is because if you're right here, they can't be planting. Like, you'll know if they're planting, right? Like if you're all the way back here and you don't peek, technically they can walk up and plant. They can come out garage if you have no one in garage. Playing back sight's also pretty good. So mainly what I'm trying to suggest here is there's an aggressive way to play here, and then there's also a more passive way to play here. And then there's also an even more passive play, which would be like back here, or even like playing all the way back here. Try not to play these back spots here whenever you can, unless you're either opping or you're like a sentinel. But if we're a duelist, right, which is what this video is about, I'll go ahead and move to another area so we can explain this idea again. Really, so this would be the aggressive angle here, right? Even pushing, you could push C long as well. Look here, you're pushing up because we're just looking for a kill, right? We're trying to make the game 5v4. Try to think of it like that. You're trying to make the game 5v4 on defense, unless you're playing poorly. If you're playing poorly, don't give your life away just for a silly pick, right? Just play the site. But basically, we're getting a kill, so you get a kill right here. We dismiss all the way back to here because you're actually able to go that far. And now we don't need to repeat because we already got our kill. It's 5v4. We have the advantage. We have the higher chance to win the round now. So what we want to do is either, again, come to a spot like this. You'll notice I'm on the front of the site here. I'm not, but honestly on this side it's a little different. You can play the A-link or C-link here. I just wouldn't sit backside. That's the only place I don't know. It's situational, of course, because these sites also a little different, but I really like this spot here. I like this spot up here. Cubby's also a potential place you can defend from if no one sees you cross here, because then you're basically holding all of B as long as they can't come from these two areas. I'll go ahead and do this same example, explain what I'm trying to explain here on A site as well. So say we want to peek from, let's say we want to peek from short. So again, we're testing the waters. Maybe it's round 3. It's our first buy round. We're peeking, and basically, again, we're trying to make the game 5v4. We want to kill one enemy, get a dismiss all the way back to here. And what I would usually do in this scenario is come long and kind of just listen, see if someone's going to run up here. And again, go for a second kill. You might not repeat this, but you also might repeat if you're really just feeling it. Another alternative to this is to leave short and come here. The reason that we leave short here, and the reason that this is good, is because the enemies know that you killed someone from short. So if you stay short, they're gonna know and expect that you're there. Whereas if you move all the way to like long and then peek long, or just sit in this corner, this is really strong because like they don't expect you here. Also here I would try to stay like here, but also sitting behind sites just really good on this site specifically. I would try to stay away from heaven if you're a duelist, and try to stay away from playing too far back CT, unless you're just rotating in, obviously. But I'm talking about if you start A. The best spots are here, up here if you're like Jett or Raze. Here as well. I wouldn't play these corners. You can come down here for a peek. You can play these corners with like a shorty, it's fine, but don't play with like an actual gun. And yeah, so basically you guys get the idea. You really want to play aggressive angles, like here's an example, here's an example, B to window, out garage, C long. All of these are what you want to try to do at the start of the rounds as a duelist. And then if you're having a bad game, if you're just losing a bunch of fights in a row, stop peeking and play these more passive spots. And also after you get the kill, come back and play these more passive spots. Again, and there's a difference between these passive spots and then the passive spots in like heaven and spawn for a duelist. You don't want to be that far back, if that makes sense. There's kind of like 3 tiers. There's like the aggressive peeking, there's the more passive spots, and there's the really passive spots. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about this, let me know. I think this makes pretty good sense, but yeah, if you guys have questions for a specific agent, let me know and I'll reply in the comments for sure. But without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe and peace.